Hello and welcome to Jollyville Radio on KJVR. I'm your host, Jimmy Pykrust, coming to you from the Purple Street Studios in downtown Jollyville. The Jollyville High School Reunion Committee is now taking requests for the dance playlist. You can submit your requests directly to Josh Slowstone. Why don't we hear a word from our sponsors?
KJVR Jollyville Radio, who is not refunding my ad time, is sponsored by Gold Rush Burgers, now closing on Duval Road. Please come to the liquidation sale. Everything must go. Seriously. Everything. What am I going to do with a deep fryer? How about napkin dispensers? You like napkin dispensers, right? Buy one. Get the rest free. Gold Rush Burgers. We're closing.
Glinting, shiny, lustrous, announcing the all-new line of luxury wristwatches by the designer Robert Cheerful.
Foster Bark and Muse, LLP, specializes in pet custody law. Fluffy not eating and spending unusual amounts of time away from home. Neighbors offering to take Fido for daily walks. You may be about to fall victim to a hostile takeover of your pet. Think this can't happen to you? Think again. Each year, thousands of families lose their beloved pets to sneaky neighbors. Laws aren't in your favor after the fact, so act now before it's too late. We can help you prevent pet abductions before they happen. We'll help you slap a preventative restraining order on those sneaky to friendly neighbors. Don't delay. Call us now at 1-800-OUR-PETS. That's 1-800-687-7387 to set up your free initial consultation.
I'm Gareth Higgins, and you're listening to KJVR, Jollyville Radio.
I'm Carrie Gardner.
And I'm Rory Barker.
And this is Turkeys and Icing, bringing you the latest in all things sports.
Today, we're watching Tamberly Kitchens prepare for battle, the Battle of Long Division.
Tamberly is a second grader at Chipperton Elementary. She loves all things arts and crafts, blueberries, dogs, and her favorite subject is spelling.
How do you spell doozy?
D-O-O-Z-I, and that's exactly what Tamberly is about to face. Let's take a look.
The question they're facing is 100 divided by 10.
Hey, that's 10. It's a square root.
I know that, and you know that, because we're adults. This kid is 7, remember?
Right. All great pros had to start somewhere.
Indeed. Back to the action.
Tamberly has excellent form as she creates the long division symbol.
The numbers are entering the arena. Tamberly has blocky but clearly visible penmanship. If you only got points for that.
Focus, pure focus. The bite marks on the pencil show months of dedication. I would say years, but the kid's been in school like, 3 years?
Oh, what do I do?
All right, listeners. What you just heard was Tamberly thinking to herself as she realizes that 10 goes into 10 one time. Yes, Tamberly, bring that one to the top.
We've reached the pinnacle moment, folks. Will Tamberly realize that 10 goes into 0 times?
She's done it!
Tamberly stuck the landing.
100 divided by 10 is 10. Well done, well done.
My God, this kid is going far. Best long division I've seen in a long time.
Tamberly, give yourself a pat on the back. I know we're applauding you.
What an epic conclusion to our show. Oh, we hope you'll join us for the next epic sports moment. This is KJVR, and you've been listening to Turkeys and Icing.
This is Chauncey Applegate, and you're listening to KJVR, Jollyville Radio. If your pizza doesn't arrive in 30 minutes, then the podcast is free.
I'm Julia Stonewash. This is KJVR, Jollyville Radio, and you're listening to History Chats, where we bring in famous people every week and let our listeners ask them questions. I can't wait to introduce our very special guest in the studio tonight. This week's guest is out of this world. We tried to get him sooner, but we simply couldn't plan it. Ground control to Major Tom, it's Carl Sagan. Mr. Sagan, thanks for being here.
Pleasure to be here.
So sorry again that all we had was a folding chair. For some reason, I was thinking you wouldn't need one.
I'm quite comfortable. Why don't we get started?
We have billions and billions of callers on the line. First caller, engines are a go.
Why, yes, thank you, Julia. This is Kenny Westlake. Okay, so Mr. Carl Sagan, now that Mercury is in retrograde, doesn't it make sense that I finally buy that new motorcycle I've been eyeing? I think I should.
I'm an astronomer, not an astrologist. I have spent my life's work studying the cosmos and depths of the universe. But considering you've been thinking about that motorcycle for some time, I don't think you should let the heavens dictate it. If you have the funding, go for it.
Thanks, Kitty. Bet you get those questions all the time, eh, Carl? You're hardworking. You strike me as a Capricorn. Am I right?
That's really not my field of study.
I bet I'm right. Anywho, next caller.
Hey, Carl, this is Stan. My horoscope today says that I will let go of things I no longer understand. What could that mean?
Again, astronomy is not astrology. But either way, I think your horoscope has manifested itself. You should be fine.
Okay, next caller, Peggy Breaker, you're on the air.
Mr. Cosmos, I have a question. What was it like to walk on the moon?
I worked on NASA projects, but was not an astronaut. However, I did create the golden record that allowed extraterrestrial life to learn about planet Earth and our culture. The compilation is still well regarded to this day. It was an honor to develop.
So you never rode in a spaceship?
No, sadly.
So you spent all your time working on space, but never actually went there?
He may not have rode in a spaceship, but while hosting his show Cosmos, he was on a ship of imagination, which is just as cool.
Nah, never mind. What a letdown.
Next caller, you're on the air and no pressure, but please have a real question.
Hello, Mr. Sagan. I want to say I think you're a real top bloke. How much aluminium should I use to stop the aliens from reading my thoughts?
Mr. Sagan, I'm so sorry.
Considering my life's work, you're better off investing in something solid. 3 layers. Be sure not to wrinkle it. If you'd like a more long-lasting, sustainable option, I would look into the mesh-infused fabric.
Fair dinkum. Any top dealers you buy from? And how do you make a hat so that there are no wrinkles?
Honestly, most online sites are a good start. Be sure to read the reviews. My advice on keeping it smooth is to use scissors. Be patient. I know that the aliens are known to move quickly, but a steady hand is key for minimizing wrinkles. Good luck.
Well, okay then. And with that, this concludes our show. Mr. Sagan, thank you for joining us. It's time to leave the capsule if you dare. For KJVR in Jollyville, I'm Julia Stonewash. We'll see you next time on History Chats.
Hello and thanks for listening. If you think our show sounds suspiciously like it was recorded over Zoom, you'd be correct. For KJVR in Jollyville, I'm Spoopy the Boop.
For KJVR in Jollyville, I'm Amanda Keaton. If you're enjoying Jollyville Radio, you can support us by telling a friend or leaving a rating and review on your preferred podcast platform. Now it's time for Community Beat, where we leave Jollyville to learn about real people doing work to build their community in the real world.
Here we go. This is Jollyville Community Beat with UncleASAR, turning the spotlight on good people doing great work in the real world. I'm here today with Paul Anthony Turner, Club Director at Boys and Girls Clubs of Austin area. Paul Anthony, what's
What's
happening?
up, man? How you doing, brother? How you doing, man?
I'm good.
That's right.
So when a young person, a boy or girl, comes to the club, what types of activities can they get involved with? Sports or games or things like that?
Yeah, no, that's a good question, Sar. So we have a wide range of things, man. So like it ranges from, like you mentioned, sports. We have arts and crafts, fine arts, digital media. We even teach our young ones how to produce music and also DJ and stuff. So we do a wide range of things. We just want to meet the kids where they are, give them opportunities that they probably wouldn't have or not privy to. And yeah, that's what we're about, just kind of increasing access and resources to our kids.
So tell us about some of the events you have planned.
Yeah, man. So a lot of the events that we got going on now are kind of tailored to the pandemic. So a lot of our ideas that coming into the school year have been kind of circumvented, but that kind of allowed us to think outside of the box. So what we got going on now is we're running a club from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. during the school year. So we're gonna have the club open the entire day. Typically it's an after school program, but just to service our community more and be there for our community more, we chose to open our doors for a longer period of time. And we are also making sure that we're abiding by the CDC guidelines and rules, the 1-to-10 ratio, staff to student and things like that. So that's kind of what we have planned right now. We want to still be there for our community, but we also want to make sure that we are, abiding by anything that has been given to us from CDC and things like that.
Paul Anthony, what ages do you serve and from what communities in Austin?
Yeah, so the Boys and Girls Clubs of the Austin area, we have 32 clubs all throughout Austin. But my club specifically is the home club, which is the hub site. Is we're more geared towards the east side of Austin, and we serve ages 4 to 18. Typically, we serve 5 to 18, but due to the pandemic, we noticed that a lot of families needed some needed care. So we allow some 4-year-olds that are potty trained, of course, to attend our clubs.
When I came through the boys club, we had a lot of volunteers, people from the community. Do you have the same type of thing going on?
We do. So we vet our volunteers. We have them go through a process, but we allow volunteers to come in, hang out with our kids. Due to the pandemic, though, we actually kind of made a pivot. So our volunteers now are doing things, which is awesome, but they're doing things via Skype and via Zoom, and it's pretty awesome. Like, we still get that chance to interact with our kids, and we still get a chance, opportunity to make sure our kids are safe. So we just had to be creative, like I mentioned before, and still allow volunteers to come in our space.
So if people want to volunteer or donate to your food pantry or anything like that, food delivery, they can reach you at that site you mentioned? Give it to us.
Yeah. So if you go to bgcaustin.org, or if you just look up Boys and Girls Club of the Austin area on Google, you'll find us. And there will be a big old blue button there that you can donate to. But if you just wanted to partake or participate in our program, you could definitely reach out to us there as well. So any way to help, we're there. We need all hands on deck, especially in times like this. And it's great to see families stepping up in times like this. It's kind of reassuring. I know this pandemic's hit us kind of hard, but it's great to see that families and people are coming together to make this, not only our club work, but also communities stay together and work. You know what I mean?
Paul Anthony, thanks for being with us today, brother. And we wish you the best of the best.
Hey, thank y'all. Appreciate y'all. Take care.
This has been Jollyville Community Beat with UncleASAR, and dig this. No one can do everything, but everyone can do something. Peace.
The creative team that wrote and recorded Jollyville Radio includes UncleASAR Akabeline, Emily Ansonik, Lizzie Brister, Michael Crosa, Michelle Darcy, Richard Dayries, Asa Gardner, Brian Green, Susanna Kay, Pilar Keperda, Robert Leary, Brian Routson, Thomas Schlitt, and Kay Wise. It is directed by Michael Crosa, with lead editing provided by Dr. Montse Santillan and social media help from Amy Costa. The recording was made in accordance with social distancing. If you'd like to support Jollyville Radio, help us get the word out. Tell a friend, post on social media, or leave a rating and review on your favorite podcasting platform. You can find us on the web at jollyvilleradio.com or on Facebook and Instagram at Jollyville Radio. Jollyville Radio is a production of Jollyville Brass Quintet, member of Austin Creative Alliance. We are based in Austin, Texas. For KJVR in Jollyville, I'm Jimmy Pykrust, and we'll see you next time on Jollyville Radio.